together with brainwave entrainment. We know that different colors have a different effect on our behavior, on our body and on our mind. And the OmniBrain system is capable of even changing the colors. You have the entire spectrum because you have LED colors, LEDs built in. This I can show you. For example, usually you have the three basic colors, which is red, which is green, or which is blue. But now you can mix all these colors together, and you can actually, this is white, you can actually create any color out of the spectrum. This is purple, any color is possible. And you have, in the software, you have the possibility of mixing these colors here. So you can regulate, and you always see below which color is going to be applied. Yeah. So the next seminar we can do, 2 days, is about color therapy. This is how powerful it is. We give you some basic idea today, but of course, you know, there is a lot more which you can do in the future, the more experienced you become about color therapy. Let's go quickly through the different wavelengths. By the way, for all the people who want to join our business for the lounge, we will provide a compendium about the OmniBrain to download in your personal back office when you sign up with the company. So we have a website for every lifestyle consultant with its own password and username, where you not only can see your entire organization, but where you also have access to pictures, to informations, to videos, to downloads of the forms, and also downloads of compendiums to learn more about that, to print it, to take it home. So for all people who will join us for the future, they will get access to this and they can download and print everything. Also, of course, the entire presentations and everything. Everything is prepared. So for all the people who would like to spread the word with us, this is available for you later on. The beta waves, they are within the range between 12 and 30 hertz. They prevail during the normal state during the day. So you are usually wide awake, alert, when you are on beta in regards to your brain waves. It synchronizes with the organ clock of the IRS or of the ONU1 with the so-called organ clock morning. When we have the next workshops, we will of course go a little bit deeper into these details. I cannot cover everything. It's not possible. I can only give you an overview because there is so much more deep information we need to learn, and it's simply not possible to cover all that in one day. And if it's too deep, you will probably check out, and this is not what we want. If we apply beta waves, we usually achieve the stimulation of attention span, alertness, concentration, memory, and the complete activation of body and mind. So beta waves are usually used to really activate the entire system. Yeah? Then we have the alpha waves, approximately within 8 to 12 hertz. It's the state early in the morning, before going to sleep, or while daydreaming. Some people are right now on alpha. It's these people.
It's supposed
you
to
know?
be creative.
Yes, exactly. Comes with the organ clock afternoon, stimulation for relaxation without losing focus, activation of the parasympathetic nervous system. Very important, parasympathetic nervous system, you know, rest and digest. So actually it calms down the entire system a little bit. It balances the entire autonomic nervous system. This is something a lot of people need nowadays because most of the people are with their sympathetic system very high, so they are always in the so-called fight and flight mode. And if this is on an ongoing basis, it's not good for your entire homeostasis. Alpha waves helps for stress and pain reduction, the reduction of cortisol concentration, because also the cortisol concentration is controlled by the brain, not only by the chemical reactions of the body. So by using alpha waves, you can lower this because you lower the output of stress hormones. And then the theta waves, approximately 4 to 7 waves, these are the longer wavelengths. State of deep relaxation, light sleep, comes with the organ clock hours evening, and if you apply theta waves, that stimulates total relaxation, the improvement of senses and creativity. This is a perfect application, applying theta for deep relaxation after a work day without getting tired. So, if you, like I said, if you want to clean up your mind, because you have, in the evening, you have something nice, important to do, this would probably be the perfect brainwave entrainment when you come home from work before you approach the next activity. And then we have the delta waves. This is the state of dreamless sleep, almost unconscious. This comes with the organ called night. And this is perfect to stimulate active cell regeneration, reduce chronic pain, and research also shows very good results with fibromyalgia and migraine. So we have some good research papers which show that by applying delta waves, by using brainwave entrainment with these very long, very slow wavelengths, you have a beneficial effect when you suffer from fibromyalgia and migraine. And then, very important, this system we have here is very special. There are some brainwave standalone systems on the market. This system has something very special, and it's the so-called hemispherical synchronization. What is this? Hemispherical synchronization. If you, I don't know if you see this, but if you look a little bit closer and you observe the lights on the left, on the right side, you will probably figure out by looking at it on a longer time that the left side does do something different than the right side is doing. That means we apply different frequencies through the left eye than the right eye. It's very sophisticated, and it is because the left part of the brain and the right part of the brain, they work usually separately. However, to create a synchronicity, we must address the left and the right side separately too. If we do this over a certain period of time, we know from studies that these two parts of the brain, the left and the right, they are connected through the corpus callosum, that they synchronize both the left and the right side and go in harmony together. And if we reach this is what is called hemispherical synchronization. And people who have a similar to a same activity in both brain parts, they are usually happier, they are more content, they are healthier, and they are emotionally more stable and less prone to mental dysfunction. So actually, we stabilize the mental state of the entire person by, now you can see it, that it's vibrating differently. It always goes on and on. It's kind of a fixed program which is always running, but it's never 100% the same on the left side and on the right side. So it runs through a cycle, so-called cycle. And that makes this system even more effective now you see it perfectly. You see it? That it's not flickering the same on the left side than on the right side. You can also see that it changes the frequency during one application. Slower frequencies, higher frequencies. The same with the audio signal. Sometimes it's whir, 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 and then it's wow, 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 wow. You know? So it's everything is on purpose. It's not incidentally. And here you can, for example, see this is a little measuring with a special device where you can measure brainwave activity before and after a so-called two-channel brainwave entrainment. So where the left channel is addressed separately and the right channel is addressed separately. And you can see that with this patient before the right side of the brain was more active. The left side was almost not active. And after 60 minutes, that it was almost synchronized, the left and the right side. This is what you can achieve with brainwave entrainment after only one session. Goes very quick. Now let's talk quickly about the colors. Like I said, we have now the possibility with the new OmniBrain system that we can create all the colors out of the visible spectrum. However, I just want to talk about the three main colors. It's green, blue, and red. If you apply red, you create an additional effect because red is the color of energy. So this would be a perfect color for people who are in general very tired, very out of the world, you know, to really activate, to give back energy, to give back vitality. However, if you have a totally stressed manager, you better not apply it because they cannot take it. A person with a very, very, very strong sympathetic activity in the autonomic nervous system will not be able to tolerate red. They will do this. I cannot use this. If you change them to green or blue, they immediately will tolerate it. It's very interesting because they are already so sympathetic. They are already so in the fight and flight mode that this color would just give them the rest. And you can try this. It works pretty well. You know, if you want to really torture somebody with this system, look for the most sympathetic person you know. Always power, always, I have no time, I must do this. And then, you know, lay them on the PEMF and give them red. They will be the friends for the rest of their life. Probably not. So red is the energy color. It gives vitality, decisiveness, determination. Red increases zest for life, self-esteem, promotes assertiveness and the ability to deal with and overcome adversity. Mental development, vitality, courage, power. These are the main keywords for red. Caution, I said it, people with a strong sympathetic activity do not tolerate this color. Try it, you will find out. Green is the color of nature, the color of wellness. It's refreshing and optimistic, improves overall well-being. Green promotes inner peace and relaxation. Green is the color of enlightenment and harmonic growth. Green releases the energy of creation. So if you want to become really creative, if you have to do some creative work, green is probably a very good color to apply in order to clean out your brain and to activate your creativity. Green is a sign of sharing, reconciliation, comfort, and charity. The keywords for green are self-assertion, calmness, endurance, and growth. Green is easily tolerated by most people without any negative side effects. Green is a very calming color, so it doesn't matter who is exposed to it, you will not get any negative reports about this. And then we have blue. Blue is the color of life, the color of loyalty and devotion, the color of interconnection and security. Blue strengthens the spirit for life, is calming and harmonic. Blue symbolizes alertness, persistence, and justice. The promotes energy balance, communication, and the understanding of others. The keywords for blue are sympathy, vision, and assertiveness. And blue is the same as green in general, well tolerated by people without any negative side effects. Please never use brainwave entrainment for people suffering from epilepsy. This is a contraindication because it could promote a seizure. No? So it's not. If you are very sophisticated with it and you know how to use it, you can even use it with epilepsy patients, but in general it's a contraindication, please don't use it. By the way, the 3 contraindications for PEMF devices are very simple. It's pregnancy, epilepsy, and pacemaker. Pregnancy, epilepsy, and pacemaker. Pregnancy, not because something happened with the baby, it's just by law. You know, you can do anything when you are pregnant. Epilepsy, because if a seizure is appearing, everybody can blame it on the system. And pacemaker, this contraindication is actually already history, because the newer pacemakers, the so-called bipolar pacemakers, they all have a backup program if something happens. We did some studies with the IMRS and with the Omnium One, which doesn't show any interference, but for legal perspectives, you know, it's a general contraindication. If you have a special case, you can always inquire. You can send us the model of the pacemaker, and we can give you advice whether it makes sense to use it or not. No? And pregnancy, I know, for example, that Helena used it also, right? No? Because Pierre became a daddy a couple months ago, and as far as I know, Helena gave birth to a very, very happy and healthy child, very active child, never sleeps, always awake. And Helena was using the IMRS system during pregnancy on a daily basis. She had a wonderful pregnancy, I think, without any problems, right? And a very happy baby. So it doesn't cause any problems. You know, it's not a threat for the mother or for the child, but it is a contraindication by law. Okay? You cannot, by the way, you can never overdose with this. You know, you have to say goodbye from your opinion about the classical medical field. That if you take 5 pills of this, that creates an overdose or whatever. Here, you cannot overdose. I just tell you, after a couple of minutes, it doesn't make sense to lie on the system anymore, because the resonance effect is already at 100%, and you can do nothing additional anymore. And that's why it's waste of time if you use the system too a long time. But it never, you know, literally you could theoretically sleep on it for 24 hours. You will not have any negative effect. But you will, after a certain period of time, you will not increase the positive effect. And that's why it doesn't make sense to spend so much time on it. So this is the contraindication, you know, without the permission of a doctor, don't use it with epilepsy. And of course, the disclaimer, the ISRS only brain as great as same as the PEMF IMRS is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or replace medical treatment. This is what I said. This brief compendium, I already created it for you guys, and it will be available download from your back office at www.omnium1.asia. So maybe you should, for your own purpose, you should remember this website, because if you want to join our business, you can later on also register online. Very easy process, no forms. You don't need to fill out forms, you can do everything online. And then you can become part of our Asian family. Okay, this was OmniBrain. We make a little short break, couple